Okay, it just started. Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not. New shirt. Who dis? Yeah, I got a new shirt now. It's not new. It's a different shirt. Okay. So we are talking about Shrek. I know I said no more animated movies, but I have to make room for Shrek. So I do the sequels and a potential sequel-a-thon. I'm racking up some sequels. That may, the potential sequel-a-thon may be more, might happen sequel-a-thon. The more and more I keep going with these. But anyway, so Shrek came out 2001, right? Yeah, because it won the 2002 Oscar for Best Animated Film, right? So there's a history with Shrek, right? I think everyone knows this, but originally Chris Farley was supposed to voice the character. They started working on it in like the late 90s. And then he passed away in 2000. And there are a few things you can find searching on YouTube. You can find some unfinished stuff that of Chris Farley's performance, which was not bad, but it wasn't finished. His good friend Mike Myers took over the role. Mike Myers did, not Michael Myers. Goddamn Michael Myers. No, Mike Myers did try to speak with his normal voice at first, but it wasn't working. So that's why you have the Irish or Scottish accent. Some people say Irish. Gary Iglesias calls it Irish when he does his, "Oh no, I'm not here by myself." But to me, that's Scottish, right? But, yeah, so I've watched this movie, I don't know, a couple dozen times. And there's something in the movie that I noticed that I didn't notice before, and it caught my eye this time. But when I get to it, we get to it. So the story here is that Shrek is an ogre. He lives in a swamp, and all the fairy tale creatures are persecuted and thrown into the swamp. I think there's some confusion. We'll get to it. So Shrek goes to see Lord Farquaad, the Lord leader of the nearest castle town place, kingdom. There it is. He's not a king though, but he's told that to become a king, all he has to do is marry a princess. So Shrek shows up and wants the creatures out, and Lord Farquaad agrees to get rid of the creatures if he goes and rescues this princess from a dragon, and you know where it goes from there. So, yeah. So there it is. So, we start off with somebody once told me the world has gone a roaming. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. And, and as I mentioned in my Mystery Men review, it came from that movie, not from this movie first. Okay, it came from Mystery Men first because that came out in 1999. This is 2001. So yes, they just like using that song in a lot of movies. But there are two Smash Mouth songs, and this one plays at the end, which was the one that was plugged for all the commercials and everything. And then I saw her face. I'm a believer, which was of course, is a cover of the Monkees song of the same name. So, yay for the monkeys. But he starts off, we see him take a shower in the swamp, which is lovely, and have his day. And then, we also see that Lord Farquaad is doubling down on the magical creatures. And I guess I just forgot that Donkey is technically a magical creature. He's a talking donkey. But what movie is he supposed to be from? The only thing I can think of is that he's one of the boys from Pinocchio. Like he's Lampwick or something to turn into a donkey. I don't remember. Maybe he's the Christmas donkey. Isn't there like a Christmas donkey movie or something? I don't know. I don't know. There's other fairy tale creatures I understand. But I don't know. I just don't know what donkey is supposed to be from. Later we see the the gingerbread man, you know, you can't catch me on gingerbread man. Not Gary Busey, by the way. And then we have, you know, Pinocchio, which becomes a bigger character in the sequels, and then the three blind mice, and the three enchant, three witches, whatever, sorceresses, three, they're not witches, whatever, from Sleeping Beauty are also there, and you have what other stuff? The wolf the wolf that's in the grandma's clothing from Little Red Riding Hood, and the three little pigs who are German for some reason. I don't know why. I think the German, but you know it's confusing. But yeah, and they're all just being taken by Lord Farquaad, who wants to get rid of all fairy tale creatures. Now, here's the issue, okay, that I have. It's very confusing. So the fairy tale creatures end up in Shrek's swamp, and he doesn't like that, so he says he's going to go talk to Lord Farquaad. I told myself I wasn't going to say it, but I slipped. Farquaad, Lord Farquaad, played by John Lithgow. He's fantastic, by the way. Lord Farquaad. He and Donkey, because Donkey shows up first. And then I do like that, though, because he's like, I told you to stay outside. I am outside. But it's not him, it's the three blind mice. And then they put Snow White on the thing, which I guess Snow White is... Well, they didn't... There's the seven dwarfs, but they're not named. And they do say Snow White, actually, later. But, yeah. So you go stuff to Lord Farquaad. Meanwhile, Lord Farquaad is in a mess because... So he's complaining... He wants to know where the fairy tale creatures are. Because he can't find them after he took them from the people. Or was given them by the people for money, I guess. Bought them off the people, I guess you should say. So, then... he's told to become a king, he has to marry a princess. And we see three princesses, one of which is technically not a princess. We see Cinderella, who is technically not a princess. Snow White, who is a princess, but she's got to be smooched to wake up. Which is the same thing for Sleeping Beauty, which is kind of weird. And then Princess Fiona, who's the original character for this movie, which is obviously why she's going to be the one chosen. But circling back around to Cinderella, Cinderella was not a princess until she married the prince. Derek, whatever the hell his name is. Was he Prince Charming? I think Charming was the Cinderella one. Right? You got Eric in The Little Mermaid, right? Prince Philip in The Sleeping Beauty, right? And then whatever the hell his name is in the Snow White, just the prince. So I think Prince Charming was Snow White, or Cinderella, excuse me. So, yeah, Prince Charming was the royalty, not her. They even mentioned that she had evil stepsisters and a stepmother, and I'm just like, but she's technically not a princess till she marries the prince. So, him marrying Cinderella would not help unless the prince died? Which means she would still be queen. So, I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, it's just me. I don't know. But he picks Princess Fiona, of course. Yeah, because he has the magical mirror. He picks Princess Fiona, and then Shrek comes in. Okay, the next day. And Duloc, which is the kingdom, it's clearly parodying Disneyland, Disney World, whatever you want, because, like, Donkey pulls this string, and as little people start singing it, it's clearly supposed to be ripping off It's a Small World. It's a small world after all. Yeah, that. But he tries to talk to this person, and I like how this guy is, like when you have those things set up with the barrier, so you have to walk in a certain direction. He's walking in a certain direction, and Shrek's just like walks just straight through all of them and knocks them down, and yeah. He gets into the kingdom to talk to Lord Farquaad, who's holding a contest, because he's not going to go do it, for the bravest, strongest warrior to send to get Princess Fiona from the dragon. Yeah. So yes. So Shrek comes in and he's like, I want my swamp back. And like and so then Farquaad's like, change of plans. Whoever kills the ogre wins the contest. So he comes in and we get in hindsight, you know, because at this point Ronda Rousey wasn't a thing really in 2001. But in hindsight now, you know, especially since this is like sort of a wrestling montage thing they do. So he beats up all these people to the tune of I don't give a damn about my reputation. By the way, this isn't the first movie to have it in it. It was also with 10 Things I Hate About You when they first introduced Kat. Yeah. Great introduction too. I think that works for her. But anyway, he beats them all up with help from Donkey, of course. A little help from Donkey. And then makes a deal with Lord Farquaad. Say, hey, you go get the princess, and I will get all of them out of your swamp. Right? Every last one of them. So he and Donkey go on a journey to rescue Princess Fiona. On a journey, I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way. Yes, that song plays as they're on their way. And, yeah. So they finally get to the castle, right? The castle. Something dark I noticed, I'll talk about at the end. So I'll try to remember that. But it's dark, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed it. Apparently a couple of my friends have noticed it, but it's interesting. Okay? So Shrek and Donkey get to the castle. We get a fart joke. Brimstone. I know what it is. Donkey, if it was me, you'd be dead. Oh, I gotta talk about the layers, because I love the line. Some of Donkey's best lines, okay? We're gonna stay up late, swap stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles. And then the whole, no, layers! Ogres are like onions because they have layers. Ogres have layers, onions have layers. Oh, layers! But I really like onions. Cakes. Everybody loves cakes. Cakes have layers. I like, you know. So, they get to the castle, the dragon is there, and Donkey finds the dragon first, while Shrek makes it up to the princess, who is waiting for her Prince Charming. He's wearing like a helmet on his face, because of course. And he rescues her, but then Donkey's in trouble with the dragon, so we get this line. I have to go save my ass. Yeah, that's not the last time they refute it, because later when the army's like, stubborn jackass, I'm like, what the hell is it? PG. Well, that explains. It's PG. For mild language and some crude humor. Yeah, think. Anyway, the guy's name is Lord Farquaad, and if you mispronounce it a little bit, yeah, Lord Fuckwad. So, you know, who is short, by the way. Like, very short. Like, shorter than me short. Shorter than me. Like, holy cow, he's short. Not, you know, he, maybe like Wizard of Oz short. Maybe Lord Farquaad is one of the munchkins who wanted to... Hey, wait, how many dwarfs were there? Is Lord Farquaad secretly Doc? Or he's the smart one, right? I don't know. Anyway, so they eventually trap the dragon on there. But by the way, it's a female dragon, and Donkey flirts with it, right? Of course. And so they decide, they save Fiona. Fiona realizes that Shrek is an ogre, and they make their journey to Lord Farquaad after a little argument. Until, in a confusing thing, it just comes out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere. Fiona is grabbed by Robin Hood, who thinks he's rescuing her from an ogre. And Robin Hood, for some reason, is French. You do know he's from England, right? Not France, England. Robin Hood is from the Sherwood Forest, which is in bloody England, not France. Why are Robin Hood and all the merry men French, It makes no sense. Like you can say, oh, the three little pigs, they're German, fine, whatever. But Robin Hood being French to me is just it's appalling. It's it's terrible. I can't think of any more words, but no, it's offensive stereotype because Robin Hood is not French. Okay, he is British. He's English, right? From England. God damn you. I don't know why it frustrates us though, but it did. But Shrek doesn't do anything because we get a Matrix parody where Fiona kicks their asses, and then we just go on our merry way. And then we start to realize that something else is going on with Fiona, which in hindsight is kind of confusing. But I have a theory that kind of fixed it. But to talk about that theory later, I have to kind of go into minor spoilers for the second film. But I'll make you aware of that when I get to it. Anyway, so when they find a place to stay, Fiona realizes it's getting too dark, so she puts herself. There's like Shrek moves this rock thing away so she can go inside, and she puts the door. She hides in there. We don't really see anything, why she's hiding in there, but something is going on. So the next day she wakes up. Well, that kind of goes to when she's singing to the bird, and she makes it explode because she sings too high pitched, you know. Anyway, they're back on the road again. Can I hum it? Fine. Sorry, there's so many good donkey lines. Can I whistle? No. Well, can I hum it? Fine. Yeah. So we get a montage of them sort of getting along better, and like he blows a bullfrog into a balloon, and she blows a snake into a balloon, and then turns it into a dog or something, and then I don't know. But we have one last stop before they get to Lord Farquaad's place. Why do they stop? It seems to me like they didn't want to continue. It's like they could. It's right there. It's right there. They're like, no, we'll just stay here. It's right in front of the kingdom, in front of Duloc. I remembered it. But no. And then we get to some of the part that is just, it's unnecessary because certain things have to happen, so we have to do it. But it's necessary because we have to do this so that the movie can have its runtime of. It's not on the slipcover. That's one animated feature film, Shrek. Academy Award 2002, not 2001. It came out in 2001. Doesn't say how long it is. Hold on a minute. Where's it tick? Did I say it like Shrek? Where's it tick? An hour and a half. It's an hour and a half. So clearly they had to do this so it stretches out the hour and a half. But they're having a good time, and then of course Fiona freaks out when the sun is going down, and yeah. And so Shrek goes and gets her a flower. I do like why he's talking when he's trying to prepare himself. He's like, "Oh, I got this, and it made me think of you, and well, I don't really like it, but I thought you would like it, and I like you, so I don't know. It just made me, well, I don't really like it." How he says that, but anyway, Donkey sneaks in to see the princess and finds out she's an ogre. Yeah, she got a magic spell to put on her. Now she does say she's been that way for as long as she remembers. However, I'm not going to get into the sequel thing yet, but the sequel kind of retcons that. To be fair. Although. Anyway. So. Donkey finds out, but he promises not to tell Shrek, and they start having a conversation. Of course, Shrek mishears the conversation. All he hears is that who could love an ugly thing? She's talking about herself, but Shrek thinks she's talking about him. So the next day, he goes to the castle off screen and gets Lord Farquaad and his people to come get her. And so, like, you know, he's all about it, and they take off. And then she prepares. We get this. Okay, so This movie goes from fun family film to, oh my god, this is so depressing. Because they use the song Hallelujah. You know, Hallelujah, 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 Hallelujah. What am I doing with my hands? I don't know. That song, right? They play the song to Shrek walking home, Donkey's by his own, and Fiona's getting ready to get married. And it is the most depressing thing. I remember I was watching this with my son when he was little, right? Got to this part. We're in the living room, and we're sitting there watching it, and we're just kind of like this. And my mom walks by, and she's like, wow, this is depressing. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's like the most somber, depressing thing in this film. And I get that's the point. But the song makes it much more depressing as it is. If we just had a score, a sad score playing in the background, it would be nearly as depressing as it is with that song. But yeah, so Donkey follows Shrek back to the thing because he said he was going to build a wall around. And I know that hearing, I'm going to build a wall around the swamp, or having anyone say they're going to build a wall is going to think of a certain orange president. But let me tell you something, okay? Like, you can't always associate the wall with me, okay? But anyway, like, yeah, it's going to make, because I thought of him, as soon as he said, I'm going to build a wall around the swamp, I'm like, nowadays people will, I automatically think of you know who. I'm not going to get political. Anyway, so Donkey's trying to build a wall to split it in half because apparently, because he did half the work, he gets half the swamp, and he and Shrek have an argument, and that's when they start to talk. And Donkey's like, "Well, sure, I want to talk about you. Who is she talking about?" And Donkey never tells him, so that's one thing. But they decide to, because in Shrek admits he's in love with her, so they decide to go to the castle, and to get there, Donkey whistles, and the dragon shows up. Like, when did this happen? This was never. I don't know. Dragon X Machina. Apparently, I don't know when this happened, but all of a sudden they're tight. They're friends now. I don't know. The dragon flies in there into this town square, and they have a conversation where it's like, you have to wait till he says, "Speaking now, forever, hold your peace." But it's too late, and so Shrek bursts in and tells them the truth. But it's too late because the sun goes down, and she turns into an ogre. And immediately, as soon as she turns into an ogre, Lord Farquaad is like, kill it! And then he also claims that technically they are married, so he is now a king. No, because you are having them kill your wife. So if she dies before anything is set in stone, the whole thing is off. And technically, to be like, I know it's not technically legal, but they never had the "you may kiss the bride" moment. So technically, it wasn't completed, and therefore you did not get married. So you are not the king, you little short man, you. But yeah, so Shrek confesses his love for her, and she confesses his love her. Right? Shrek confesses his love for her, and Fiona confesses her love for him. They kiss, and the magic happens, and she's still an ogre. Now, why is she still an ogre? It's probably a question people might ask, especially if they've seen the sequel. Now, like I said, minor spoilers for the sequel. In the sequel, they go to visit Fiona's parents, and they are shocked to find out that she's an ogre. Which means, when they knew her, she never turned into an ogre. Which means that something with her memory is off, but also that she was once human. Just human. And my theory for that is, she says that the curse said that she will take love's true form. Because she was kissed by an ogre, she stayed an ogre. We also find out in the second film that Prince Charming, the aforementioned Prince Charming, was supposed to be the one that rescued her. Thanks to the fairy godmother. Although, I think the fairy godmother in the second film is a retcon, because we see a fairy godmother here at the end. No question that's who that's supposed to be here, but they changed it for the sequel. Anyway, He's supposed to rescue her. So had he rescued her as he was supposed to plan to, and if that was supposed to be true love, guess she would be human. I'm guessing. But because Shrek came along, she stayed an ogre because he's an ogre. Honestly, though, I think if she went back to being human, and then in the sequel had to introduce her human parents to an ogre while she's still human, I think it would have been more, kind of like a Guess Who's Coming to Dinner situation. That old movie, or Guess Who with Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher. Kind of that certain sort of thing, right? I'm just saying. And by the way, you do realize why they changed it in Guess Who, right? In the original film, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, it was a white woman bringing her black boyfriend to her white parents' house. But in the remake, it's a black family, and it's a white boyfriend. And they did that because that original version of that is racist. And so it's racist for a white family to make fun of a black person. But a black family can make fun of a white guy all they want, and it's fine. I know that's technically racist too, but in movies, I guess it's okay. I don't know. I know it's not okay, so don't go at me. But anyway. Alright, so Shrek and Fiona, they get married. We get and then I saw her face. I'm a believer. And Donkey sings a version of it, and the movie ends. However, we're not done, because there is a dark secret hidden within Shrek. The death of one of the three bears. Yes, sir. So, the beginning of the film, when all the fairy tale creatures are in the swamp, the three bears, Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Baby Bear, are among them. Later, when Lord Farquaad is in bed, it's halfway through the film about, this is after Shrek has already gone on his quest, and he's having the magic mirror show him Fiona's being an ogle at her. By the way, this dude is in bed and he has no shirt on. And so I just want to point out that he might be doing more than just looking at his picture. I'm just saying. But during this scene, if you pay attention, that he has a bearskin rug with a bow on its head. And at the end of the film, when Donkey is singing the song and all the fairy tale creatures are dancing, Mama Bear is not there. Lord Farquaad killed Mama Bear and made her a bearskin rug. I'm just saying. It's something I never noticed before. But it's when he's in there and I see the rug, I'm like, wait a minute. Is that Mama Bear? I'm going to pay attention at the end. At the end, no, you see a big bear and you see two boy bears, but not Mama Bear. She is not there. That is dark. It's something that if you don't pay attention to it, the Grubby claims he knew it. I call bullshit, Mr. Grubby. But anyway, I joke, I kid. But anyway, yeah. Shrek, what? To the moon. It landed on Chucky. Asshole. Sorry. Landed on Chucky. Did this one. Just Chucky. Oh, come here. Come here. Landed on him. Say hi. Fuck off. Ow. Ooh. He's cracking on the back. Look. When the hell did that happen? He has fallen before, I guess. Maybe that's why. I don't know. We'll put you here for now. So, Chucky. So yeah, it goes to the moon. To the moon. Catch it. There we go. To the moon. It is great. It's a great film. I have very little issues with it. I can have fun with this movie. It is stupid but fun. And yeah. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Shrek? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and fucking subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Chucky. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. And I'll see you in the next one. Never, ever, ever, Never ever interrupt me when I'm in a review ever, or I will